Hey students, today's lesson is on the percent equation. This is an alternative to the percent proportion that we learned in the last lesson. To use the percent equation, we're going to say to represent A is a percent of W, we're going to use this equation. A equals P times W, where A still represents the part, P is the percent, but it is in fraction or decimal form. So remember in the proportion we had P over 100. This time the percent is going to be represented in fraction or decimal form, and the W is still the whole. So here's an example. If we had the part is 15 and the whole is 30, that would be 50%. So 15 is 50% of 30. Okay? So let's look at some examples where we're solving for different parts or different pieces of this equation. So let's first find the part. So we're figuring out what number is 24% of 50. Remember that word of tells us that we're looking that number is the whole. So in this case, what we're looking to find is the part. So if we start with our equation A equals P times W, just like we did with the proportion, we're going to fill in the parts of this that we know. So we know we're looking for the part. The percent is 24%, which we're going to write as 0.24, or we could write it as 24 over 100 if we wanted to. And then 0.24 times 50, which is the whole. So all we need to do is multiply here. So 0.24 times 50 is 12. So the number that's 24% of 50 is 12. Seems reasonable. It's just a little bit less than a fourth. We can look at this diagram that shows 1/4 or 25% of 50 is 12.5. 24% is just a little bit less than that, or 12. In this next example, we're given the part, we're given the whole. What we're trying to find is the percent. So 9.5 is, remember the word is designates we're looking at the part. What percent of 25? So 25 is the whole. So if we set up our equation, A equals P times W, the part is 9.5. We're solving for the percent, so we'll leave that as P. And the whole is 25. P times 25. So to solve for P, we're going to divide both sides by 25. And we get P equals 0.38, which is 38%. 9.5 would be about 38%. Yeah, here's our estimate that shows us that 40% of 25 is 10, so 38% is a little bit less than that. That seems reasonable. In this next example, we're finding the whole. So 39 is, that tells us that's the part. 52% of what number? Of the whole. So we have A equals P times W. 39 is the part. 52%, we're going to write as 0.52. And then we're looking for the whole. So we're going to divide both sides by 0.52. This is one of these that it's nice to have your calculator. 39 divided by 0.52 is 75. So our whole in this case is 75. And we can look at this example that shows if 39 was the 50% mark, then the whole would be 78. So 52% of 75 seems pretty reasonable. All right, we've got a real life application on the back here. Find the percent of sales tax on the food total on this receipt. So our food total is $27.50, and the sales tax that we're paying is $1.65. So what we're solving for is the percent, right? So the part here is $1.65, and the whole is the food total, the $27.50. So we have A equals P times W, where the part is $1.65. Percent we'll leave as a P, and then the whole is $27.50. So we'll divide both sides by $27.50. And our percent is 0.06 as a decimal. We can move our decimal point over 2 places to find out that's about 6%. So that's the percent of sales tax that you paid. Now for part B, we're going to find the amount of a 16% tip on the food total. So we want to figure out what the part is. So our whole is $27.50. The percent is 16%, and we want to figure out how much we should tip. So we have A equals P times W. We're solving for A. Our percent is 0.16, and our whole is $27.50. We'll multiply those, and we get 4.40. So our answer here is $4.40. Remember, whenever you're writing money amounts, you don't want to leave it as 4.4. You always want to have money amounts to the hundredth to show how many cents out of a dollar. All right, that's it. Go ahead and try a few on your own, and I will see you soon.